Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today's video is about an entirely separate topic to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. If you are a subscriber and you've been watching my videos for the past, 3 months, I believe I have exclusively or almost exclusively covered that topic. Today we're going to be talking about Chad and Lori Daybell. I've been following this case since late last year, and if you're not familiar with it, I highly suggest that you familiarize yourself because it is very interesting and intriguing and tragic, of course. I'm going to summarize it in the simplest way that I can. Basically, Chad and Lori are this cult couple that believe that they are visionaries or prophets, and their mission is to rid the world of dark people or zombies. And last year, a number of people in their immediate family mysteriously died, including Lori's 2 children, Tylee and JJ. Lori's brother Alex Cox is also dead, and so is Lori's late husband Charles Vallow and Chad's late wife Tammy Daybell, all within the space of a few months of each other last year. So on the 9th of June of this year, the bodies of Tylee and JJ, Lori's children, were found on Chad Daybell's property. Now, for the longest time, the couple who had run away to Hawaii and got married refused to respond to anyone's concerns or questions regarding the whereabouts of both Tylee and JJ, who both went missing in September of last year. So I believe Tylee was last seen on the 8th of September and JJ on the 23rd. Lori was finally taken into custody earlier this year in Hawaii due to her failure to inform the authorities as to the whereabouts and well-being of her children. Chad was taken into custody in June of this year after, of course, the discovery of the children's remains on his property. Now, Lori made a phone call to Chad on the 9th of June while the authorities, the FBI, were combing through his property and searching. And it struck me as quite odd, which is why I wanted to make this video and get your opinion on it as well. When you listen to the tape, it seems to be that it was a coincidence and that she has no idea what's going on. Let's have a listen.
Hi, Dad.
Hello?
Are you okay?
So they're searching the property.
The house right now?
Yeah. Mark means will be talking to you.
What, are they in the house?
No, they're out in the property.
Are they seizing stuff again?
They're searching. There's a search warrant, and so I'm just did on this with the kids.
Okay.
Glad you called.
Yeah.
So we'll see what transpires.
Okay. What do you want me to do? Pray.
What?
What do you want me
Yeah,
to do?
thanks. Well,
Okay. What can I do for you?
I'm doing pretty calm. I would call Marco, maybe. Just talk with him.
Have you talked to him already?
I did call him, yes.
So he knows what they're doing?
Yeah. Call from somebody else I need to talk to. I love you so much.
Okay, I love you. Should I try to call you later?
I don't know. We can try, yeah. I'll answer if I can.
Okay.
So the part that strikes me as odd is her reaction to finding out that the FBI were searching Chad's property. Now, don't forget, the media portrayed the 2 of them, Chad and Lori, as the masterminds behind this entire tragedy of everyone in their family dying. And I'm not absolving Lori of any responsibility. I do want to make that very clear in this video, specifically with regards to her ex-husband or her late husband, because they never divorced, and her 2 children. Not too sure about Tammy Daybell and Alex Cox. So please bear that in mind before deciding to come at me in the comment section. I'm really raising this because I anticipate that her lawyer will use this to her advantage. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I am a lawyer myself, and I can explain to you how defendants can turn on each other, or how evidence can be used by one defendant to completely assign all blame on the other. Now, I have no indication or any reason to believe that this is the course of action that will be taken by Lori's defense, but I suppose I'm just anticipating it or making everyone aware that this could be the way that Lori's defense decides to go. Lori doesn't seem to understand or grasp the gravity of the FBI's presence on Chad's property. She asks, oh, are they seizing things again? Are they in the house? And then when he says no, they're on the property, meaning outside, she doesn't seem to be too concerned or concerned at all. She does tend to have a habit of putting on this mask of I'm not bothered or fazed by anything. But this is a phone call that is taking place between her and her husband. And even though, of course, I'm sure in the back of her mind, she knows that it's being recorded by virtue of it being made from jail, she does seem to be a little bit more vulnerable. And, you know, she's putting on that baby voice for her husband. So I don't think she's trying to put on a brave face in this phone call. She even asks him if she can call him again later. And he responds with, well, I don't know, maybe if I can pick up. And I believe that he knew that they were going to find something on his property and that he was probably going to be arrested or on the run, and she won't be able to get to him, because if you don't know, he did try to run for it. The FBI had to go chase him down in their car to catch him and arrest him. But I'm mentioning this because she thinks that she's going to be able to call him and everything's going to be normal even after the FBI leave his property, which made me wonder how much she knows about what happened to her children. If you listen to the almost 2-hour-long interview with Lori's ex-best friend Melanie, you will know that Lori initially always found Chad's visions, because he was a visionary apparently, to be odd and difficult to swallow. And this includes the notion that her late husband Charles was a zombie and that he was no longer Charles and he was actually a spirit called Ned Snyder or something of that sort. According to Melanie, Lori initially found that ridiculous. So this entire notion of zombies and darkness and dark people is entirely a construct of Chad's, according to Melanie. Lori just decided to go along with it. I'm guessing because she believed in Chad's visions or because she was hopelessly in love with him. Whatever the reason is, she decided to believe him, which is why I'm not absolving her of any responsibility. She is an adult who is almost 50 years old, and she must be held responsible for all of her actions that she takes part in willingly. And this doesn't necessarily mean being proactive. It's even being passive and allowing things to happen. So even if she didn't have a hand in what happened to her children, she allowed it to happen, whatever it may be. Now, of course, all the evidence points to the fact that she knew something sinister had happened because she refused to tell the authorities where her children were. She may not have known the extent, or she may not have known where they were disposed, but she definitely knew that something was up because she did refer to the two of them as zombies. And zombies, according to her and Chad, needed to be eradicated. Which brings me to what I said earlier in this video. Even if Lori knew exactly what happened to her children, this phone call can potentially be used to prove that she had no clue what happened to her children and that she believed Chad and potentially her brother Alex, because Alex, number one, killed Lori's ex-husband in self-defense, and I will be making a video about that in the future. And secondly, according to GPS data from his phone, he was on Chad's property on or around the dates during which Tylee and JJ initially went missing. So it's very difficult to deny that Alex was heavily involved in the disposal of the children, but we will never know for certain because he is now dead. But back to the main point of this video, it would be quite viable for her attorney to play this tape in court to illustrate that Lori was completely oblivious. So her defense can argue that she genuinely thought that her children were somewhere else being taken care of, but that even she herself didn't know where they were, but she blindly put her faith in her husband and trusted him. So as you can see, all blame would be assigned to Chad. Now, this is not to say that this will completely absolve Lori, because I'm fairly certain that the court and the jury will still question, well, even if you didn't know what happened to them, you are their mother. They were both minors. It was entirely your responsibility to keep tabs on them and to make sure that they were alive, well, and taken care of. No matter what this Chad person tells you, he's not their father. They weren't even married, I believe, when these two children went missing. So Chad technically had no connection to them whatsoever in a legal sense. So he wasn't their legal guardian, he wasn't their stepdad, none of that. So the most this argument would do is to, I suppose, lessen the charges against her and to appeal to the jury and say that she is their mother. She would never have let this happen to them had she known what plans were being put in place for them by Chad and potentially by her dead brother, Alex. That's pretty much it for this video. That phone call really stuck with me in my head for a few days before I decided to make a video about it, because I wanted to know, firstly, if anyone else is picking up Lori's obliviousness to it all, because I would assume that if you knew your children were buried on your husband's property, then you would be freaking out, or at least trying to not freak out, you know, on the phone. There would at least be some hint of panic or further questioning about, why are they on the property? Are they digging around? Where are they on the property? What are they doing on the property? How long have they been there? She did not ask him anything. She was just acting like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's just another routine search like they've done a few times before. She seemed so unfazed, and I just wanted to know whether anyone else picked up on that, or whether I'm just looking at it from too much of a legal perspective and instantly jumped on it as a potential defense that could be used on her behalf. And again, I want to specify, I don't believe in this defense. I'm just saying that it is a viable defense. And like I said, co-defendants or defendants that have been involved in the same case as Chad and Lori usually turn on each other, because that can contribute to a more lenient sentence, or it can even sometimes lead to complete acquittal if all the blame has been successfully assigned to the other. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. I am very interested in hearing your opinions and your thoughts on this matter. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in a future video.